Roger Gonzalez here with LocalTheatreNY.com. I am at one of my favorite theaters in all of New York City, which is the 13th Street Repertory Theater. We have a play that's called The Milkman's Sister, and today I have Robert Funaro from the TV HBO series Vinyl, as well as The Sopranos, and I have Joe Battista, who's the director, who's going to tell us a little bit about the play. And I'm going to start with Joe. Joe, hello and hi.
Hi,
Bobby.
Roger.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you, Roger.
Nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. Tell us about this play and who wrote it and a little history as how it got here.
Absolutely. Well, the play is called The Milkman's Sister, and it's written by Mark Blickley. And the play takes place in 1962 during the Cuban Missile Crisis in a Bronx apartment. And it deals with a sister named Nina Furfante, a brother named Sal Furfante, and a husband by the name of Bert Spinner. And basically the tension in the apartment actually emulates the stress and the hysteria that's going on with the Cuban Missile Crisis. And not only is there a meltdown in the neighborhood and in the world, the meltdown that happens in the apartment is absolutely phenomenal.
Now, this was written, this is a fairly new play, or is it it's
You
been
know,
around
this
for a
is
while,
this
right?
is a new play.
Yeah.
This is a new play that he's been developing for quite a while.
Mr. Funaro, what part do you play?
I play the milkman.
Okay, and tell us about the milkman. How does the milkman work into the story? Give us, without giving, I guess, away too much, but
The play, it's really, for myself, about the changing of the guard. Milk that was delivered in bottles stopped, and they used supermarket cartons. All these milkmen were unemployed. I'm unemployed, and I'm living with my brother-in-law and my sister. And I'm struggling with the fact that I really don't fit in. I've worked at this job for 16 or 17 years. Longer than DiMaggio played for the Yankees. That's one of the lines, one of the great lines written by Mr. Blickley, Mark Blickley.
yes.
Let's not be so formal. All right. Joe.
It's Joe.
No, so...
the milkman.
I think the play is really relevant and topical because of all the fears that we have with Korea, North Korea now, and also some Iran. These people are living in the Bronx in a tenement, a kind of a close quarters. For myself, being unemployed, and of course, my sister, Nina, played by the brilliant Concetta Rella, she has a problem, and her problem is she's living with a, well, it's hard to say. I would, if I was to make a comparison, Stanley Kowalski,
Oh, yeah, okay.
kind of
Sure.
type person, who really is very jealous and wants all over time and almost is sabotaging their lives. He wants things on his terms with her, and she's basically a prisoner of our own device, and I guess I am also in a way, and also through this threat, this nuclear threat, you see that Bert Spinner, played by Daniel Yaiullo, correct?
Yaiullo.
Is a prisoner also because that threat even seeps into his life, and then it's really.
He's the
written
husband.
brilliantly, yes, he's the husband
Right,
in the
right.
show. It's written brilliantly because you see the shift, the threat of the conflagration. What's weak becomes strong. For myself, we'll let the audience come in and see how I feeling, because I've been unemployed for 4 months. Like as I said, what it does to me, that threat, what it does to my sister
Sure.
Nina,
Yeah.
and of course, what it does to Bert, who is a very dominant force in the play, and how he somewhat has a bit of a breakdown.
There is a shifting of the guard today. People are, whether you're in the newspaper industry and no longer there because newspapers are disappearing, is
I
taking
just
over.
have to say, I'm from Brooklyn and Staten Island. I remember taking the express bus from Staten Island to New York, and I befriended a man who worked for the New York Times.
Oh, okay.
And he was one of the last workers, printers,
Yeah.
who said print.
Yeah.
And he explained to me what his job was now, using the machines
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff like that. And he told me that his job would soon be obsolete, and he did eventually
Yeah.
was shifted out. So
Yeah.
I guess it's very topical, and a lot with automation and with computers. A lot of people lost jobs, so people can relate
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
this play, in a sense, to the milkman. But it resonates because the protagonist, I believe, my sister Nina, played by Concetta, she is somewhat, like many women, trapped in a relationship, and because of what happens, she's able to free herself, but then in the end, like any catastrophe, like Hurricane Sandy, people reach out to each other, and then we, after it's all over, we eventually go back to our lives what they were before. Let's face it, the history of this world, we all come together in great catastrophe.
That's right.
And that's the sadness of the world, that we can't get it together. And I think that's what Blick really,
Yeah, I
the
agree.
theme of the
I
play.
agree.
What do you want to explain?
Look, absolutely. What happens is the tension that's outside, 90 miles away from Florida, people were not used to that. We thought that we lived in a
Right.
beautiful, unbelievably golden parachute, that it couldn't happen. But today, we really have the same problem because all the missiles can reach us just as fast.
Yeah.
But that tension in that apartment, combined with an abusive husband, a fantastic loving wife, and a brother that is actually broken right now, it's the meltdown the meltdown of the nuclear missiles is nothing compared to the heat that happens in this apartment. That's the core of the show.
Tell us about the show. When does it run? How long does it run?
It runs for 5 weeks, which is 2 times a week until November 27th.
Will we get a chance to meet the rest of the cast before that, or
Absolutely.
So maybe we'll do a nice live feed
Absolutely. Bring
and
everyone
we'll bring
on.
everyone on stage
Right.
and introduce them all at once. Intriguing. I look forward to it, and I look forward to bringing folks live on LocalTheatreNY.com on Facebook, so you can meet the rest
Thank
of
you,
the cast.
Roger, for keeping theater alive here in New York.
Oh, it's my
This
mission.
particular theater, the 13th Street Repertory, this is the first time I've been in here, and it really is a true gem of New York City. Joe can tell you more about the history of that and how it's maintained itself all these years.
It's got a
A
history.
Bronx Tale was sort of read here and created here. Tennessee Williams used to sit right in the front and hang out here.
Wow.
And he made a
I
lot of
didn't know that.
readings.
Folks, that's theater history.
We go back to what we get complacent again. I mean, Sandy, we were complacent with Sandy because the storm prior to that. We were complacent with the Twin Towers because they tried to, I don't know when that happened, years before.
That's right, and they got
we
the
became,
garage.
We
Right.
became,
Yeah, right.
because they
Yeah.
wanted it to pancake down. So we go back to our normal things, and this is why we're doing the play. We're not supposed to go back to that. We're supposed to move on.
We learn.
And move on with our lives and learn that we're not prisoners. We can escape. And I guess that's the purpose of this play.
yeah.
I mean, what
Yeah, the
Blick is
purpose
written.
of the play is that, but there is a part in everyone's life that even when you know what's better for you,
Right.
sometimes you can only move so far. And there is a message
true.
here
Yeah.
about this. And that's what the play, the chorus, of the play is how we have to live our lives with tremendous amount of stress and problems anyway.
That's
how we
right.
get through the day.
Well, folks, again, share the Milkman's Sister here at the 13th Street Repertory Theater. Come see this wonderful cast and the direction by this wonderful man, Joe Battista.
excellent.
Like LocalTheatreNY.com on Facebook. And are you on Facebook with this play? Do you have an event?
Actually, we don't have an event yet. We're
But you
starting
will.
one in a day.
Okay, there
One
you
day.
go. So
They
just,
can go
you
to
know,
my Facebook page, Robert Funaro. Friend me. I make myself very accessible. You can find out all the times besides our Facebook page.
Yes, and then the information is on the 13thstreetrep.org.
There you go.
With the tickets and the times and our poster and 2 videos are on there already.
all right, folks, so don't forget to share. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
you,
It's a
Roger.
pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Roger. As
Very
usual,
nice
you're
to see
great.
you, Joe.
Thank you
Take care,
so much.
folks. See you soon.
Bye-bye.